Volkswagen, das Auto.
Hello everyone, I hope you feel good today. With my team, we will present our project, and our project is about the Volkswagen company. So, I will present our summary. So, firstly, history of the company. Secondly, the evolution of the international strategy. Thirdly, the Uppsala model. After this, assess the attractiveness of China. Assess the Android strategy in China. Potential impact on different Chinese stakeholders, alternative international strategies, and to conclude, the list of the references. So, about the history of the company, Volkswagen was created in 1937 by Ferdinand Porsche, and Volkswagen meaning in French La voiture du peuple and in English people's car. In 1938, Adolf Hitler and Ferdinand Porsche created the Kraft Deutsche Freud, the first coccinelle. This car was created on the same concept that Fordism, so one and same car for everyone, and there is only one color available. About the characteristic of the car, the max speed was 100 km. The max weight was 600 kilograms. The max consumption was 7 liters by 100 kilometers. The max price was 1000 range mark, so 511.29 euro. So, about the evolution of the international strategy, Volkswagen bought some brands to diversify its offer at different level. So for the luxury level, they bought Bugatti, Lamborghini, and Bentley. For the higher range, Volkswagen bought Porsche and Audi. For the middle range, we found Volkswagen Model, Commercial Car, and Skoda. For the low cost, we found Seat. For the trucks, we found Scania and MAN. And for the motorbike, we found Ducati.
So for the Uppsala model, we choose 4 countries. In first, it's Sweden. For the exports, it's purchase. For the licensing, franchising, it's trucks. There is no joint ventures. And for the own subsidiaries, that's Scania. In second, it's the UK. So for the exports, it's purchase also. For the licensing and franchising, it's luxury car. There is no joint ventures. And for the own subsidiaries, it's Bentley. In third, it's Italy. For the exports, it's purchase also. For the licensing and franchising, it's luxury car and motorbike. There is no joint venture. And for the owned subsidiaries, it's Bugatti, Lamborghini, and Ducati. In fourth, we have China. There is a partnership for the export. For the licensing, franchising, it's electric car. We have some joint ventures with Chinese governments and Chinese companies. For example, Jack. And the wholly owned subsidiaries, that's Seoul.
Now let's go to China.
Now we are going to try to assess the attractiveness of China. To understand the attractiveness of China, we can compare two variables. In first, we can compare the population in the world in 2018. We have 7 billion people, while in China in 2018 there is 1 billion people, so 7 times less. In a second time, in the same years, 10,834,000 cars were being sold, and in China it's 4,207,000 cars, so just under half. We can say China is a good market with their numbers. For the number of industries, we can see that there is 25 industries in China, while in France there is only 3, and in Dutchland only 28, whereas it's the born country of the company. So also we can see that China is a good car market with their numbers. Now we are going to assess the entry strategy in China. So to talk about this, I'm going to tell you a historic. In 1981, Volkswagen made a partnership with SEIC for projects 1000 of Centena. In 1984, there is a SEIC Volkswagen creation. In 1990, Volkswagen and FO, First Automobile Works together. In 2015, Volkswagen owned 50% of the joint venture. In 2017, JAC Volkswagen is created. In 2019, Volkswagen plans to invest 1,000 billions in the next 5 years in electric car. And in 2019, JAC Volkswagen launched a new brand, and the brand is named Soul. Now for the industry life cycle and entry timing in China, we have a graphic in 5 times. Volkswagen is in the competitive growth phase because they developed the electric car. That's for the industry life cycle. For the entry timing in China, Volkswagen investing. It's a first mover, and they have joint venture. In the mature phase, they offer highly innovative products.
The gauge framers, his tool can be used to uncover important difference between various countries that company should take into account when decided on their strategy. The gauge framework is divided into 4 parts. The first part is the cultural distance. It represents the potential cultural difference between the company and its host countries. In your case, Volkswagen is a German company that want to settle in China. What must take into account these different elements: language, religions, social norms, Chinese collectivism, Chinese cultures. Then have the administrative and political distance. In China, the institutions are very different from Germany. It is a protective country, with China pocketing this interest. For example, To implant it in China, the company must have the authorization of the institution and make a partnership with Chinese companies. Then have the geographical distance. It represents the distance between the country's origin, here Germany, and the host countries, here China. Finally, we have the economic distance. It is the health and the purchase power disparities. Motor 5 Force is a framework for analysis on company competitive environments. There is little entrant to work with the Volkswagen Group in China. Tesla with Elon Musk are interested in the future lightning of China institution because China is the first electric car market. We cannot the great disease of Renault to make the place in China. The bargaining power of supplier is lost because there is a large suppliers and the company have represented by the local partner. The bargaining of the buyer is strong because the buyer have the large numbers of the car model and the brand model. The risk associated with the substitution element concerns the new electric car but Volkswagen is already starting this transition. Even if Volkswagen has about 20% market share in China, the market remain very competitive with brands like Toyota. It is the map of the IHON seat. It shows the main difficulties faced by the companies wanted in Asia. There is a list of the top difficulties. Damage to reputation or brand. This happening when scandal about difficulties, workers, condition break out. The increasing competition. The Asia competition is booming. There is plenty of opportunities, so many competitors. The competition is very strong. There are, for the example, Toyota, Renault, who also wants to succeed in China. The impact of Volkswagen Group in China is related to the Chinese government. The Chinese government has a protectionist policy. Each company must have a partner with the local company, and we cannot hold more than 50% of the capital of the corporation. So many companies have to share their technology with partners. It improves the knowledge of the Chinese partners. It increased the health, which increased the standard of the living of the local population, and it is increased the industrial power of the premise.
So, for the alternative international strategies, we think that Volkswagen could improve something and develop more the ecological aspect. So, for example, Volkswagen could encourage their customers to drive in electric cars by offering discounts on car care. Or another example, Volkswagen could increase funds for research and development to increase the autonomy of electric batteries and know how to recycle them.